The only reason we still have this ancient text, because a guy literally escaped on horseback with the only copy of the inscription in his hands. Let me rewind. The year is 1868. A French missionary is wandering through the ruins of an ancient Moabite town in what's now Jordan when he stumbles upon a 4-foot-tall ancient black stone with mysterious writing on it. This was the Mesha Stele, written in Moabite. It's dated to be about 3,000 years old, from the year 840 BCE. But the drama had just begun. At the time, European scholars were obsessed with finding proof in archaeology of the stories told in the Bible, which is what the Mesha Stele contained. More on that later. Germany, France, and Britain scrambled to claim it, but the local Bedouin tribes wouldn't give it up. A French archaeologist then sent an Arab emissary to make a papier-mâché cast of the inscription, but the local Bedouin tribes caught him as he was making the inscription, and though they injured him, a rider in his party was able to escape. So this guy rips the still wet imprint from the stone, gallops off on a horse. There's Bedouins throwing spears at him, but he manages to escape, and it's a good thing he did, because that copy of the text of the stone would be the only one ever made, because shortly after its discovery, the stele was shattered into pieces and those pieces were scattered. But amazingly and painstakingly, archaeologists reassembled those scattered pieces, and a reconstructed version of the stele sits today in the Louvre in Paris. But what did the stele contain that made it so important? I'm so glad you asked. The Mesha Stele was written by King Mesha of Moab, the eastern neighbor to ancient Israel. And that same King Mesha is mentioned in the Bible, in 2 Kings or Sefer Melachim Bet. In the inscription, King Mesha is praising the Moabite god for letting him prevail over his adversary, who was from the kingdom of Israel. That king of Israel is also mentioned in the Bible, just one book earlier than King Mesha was. So this ancient stone validates the existence of King Mesha and King Omri, but there's more, because it also talks about the descendants of the tribe of Gad, aka one of the 12 tribes of Israel, who, as you might know, are the descendants of Jacob, the patriarch from the book of Genesis or Bereshit. It also contains one of the earliest known references to the Israelite God outside of the Bible, and in line 31 of the stele, in a part that was previously broken and hard to decipher, scholars believe there's also a reference to the house of David. So this stele gives us two important things: an outside, non-religious, non-Jewish source that corroborates the stories in the Bible, as well as an outside, non-religious, non-Jewish source that confirms that the Jewish people have been in the land of Israel for thousands of years. This is the kind of proof that the Jewish people are constantly fighting to make sure the world knows about, and we're not going to let you forget it.